you know, relief is getting there, that Boris Johnson is making his visit. It's going to make a difference, do you think?
Well, yes, I'm relieved that finally the world's media are taking notice of what's happening. I don't know whether Boris Johnson's visit will make a huge difference. What he needs to do is get more money and the right sort of aid into this situation. At the moment, the figures that are coming out, £32 million of aid, the phrase the UK government are using is that that's going to the area. Now, that unfortunately means that's split between Turks and Caicos, Anguilla and the British Virgin Islands. So any figures that you see actually have to be split in three. So, for example, when he said 50 police officers coming to the area, that means 16 coming to the British Virgin Islands. Now, we're in a situation where the prison broke free, the armoury in the police station in Road Town was looted, 16 extra police officers coming to the ground. That is not enough.
Isn't it true that they're also, though, being supplemented by police from other islands in the area? It's not just that number you're talking about. There are lots of other people coming in, aren't there?
So far as I understand, there are some, but part of the problem is that the media picture coming out is now that Road Town is sort of stable-ish, which is very fair. The problem is there are outlying areas of Tortola, the main island, which are horrendously cut off. They have seen no presence of the military whatsoever. I've been speaking to FaceTiming and Skyping friends who are trapped in east end of Tortola. There are gangs there armed with machetes and guns. They are fearful of their safety. They have no food and water left. They are not seeing people, and that's even on the main island, let alone the rest of the islands, the British Virgin Islands, 60 islands there, and some of the islands have had no military presence whatsoever. Part of the problem is the UK government, although it's sending in some aid, is not sending in enough, and it's the wrong sort of aid. Boats are what are needed to go in. These small islands, there's nowhere to land planes or helicopters. All the boats were destroyed, pretty much all the boats were destroyed. The remaining ones were stolen, or the rich have already bought their way onto those and are out of there.
Goodness me, well, it's a very grim picture you paint of the reality of the situation. I know you're trying to do your best from over here in the UK. Claire Roby, thanks very much indeed. Meanwhile, the Foreign Office does say a major response effort is underway. 1,000 troops currently supporting the island, and more are being sent.